Hey guys, I'm Pat Kelly. Okay, in this problem, they're asking us to write the component form of a vector v that they give us some information about. They tell us the magnitude of v, and they also tell us the angle with which v makes on the positive x-axis. Okay, so I've also got a little bit of a graph started because at the end of the problem they also ask us to sketch that vector. So let me even say that better if I didn't say it correctly. Is this 150 degrees is the angle from the positive x-axis. All right, I'll be going 150 degrees. All right. Okay, now in order to get those components of your vector v, what it really comes down to is knowing a bit of a formula. And the formula is for the vector v, it will always equal the magnitude of v, this v is a vector, times the cosine of that theta, which is the angle that the vector makes with the positive x-axis. That's what we have, so that's good. Times the I vector plus the magnitude again of v, this time multiply by the sine of that theta, and that'll be your j component, all right? So if you have that formula, you're in good shape, because now we're just going to put our particulars in. And our particular here is the magnitude of v I know is 7/2. The theta I know is 150 degrees, so I need the cosine of 150 degrees, plus, oh, I missed my I vector, and then plus that magnitude of v again, which is 7/2. Sine of my theta again is 150 degrees. And I'll remember that j vector. And then all you really have is just a tiny bit of trig. Yeah, you got to know your trig. You got to know the cosine of 150, and you have to know the sine of 150. And I'm pausing long enough for you to make sure you know you're getting an answer in your head, aren't you? Cosine of 150 is a negative square root of 3 over 2. And that's times that I vector plus, I still have my 7/2. And the sine of 150 is positive 1/2. And then I'll still have my j vector. And then in terms of my final answer, I'm ready for my final answer. The component form of v is, that's when we use our little triangular braces. And I'm just going to do some quick arithmetic here. I'm going to have a negative, and then 7 times the square root of 3 divided by 4 is my first component, comma, and a little bit more arithmetic, and that's just going to be a 7/4. And I'll close my triangular brace. All right? Looking pretty good, I think. Now in terms of sketching, I'll come over here. What you're doing is actually just plotting this as a point. This is the way that I would do it, is plot this as a point, and that'll be your terminal point of the vector, and we'll connect from the origin. That'll be our initial point, and have an arrowhead at the end, and you're going to have your vector. So I'm looking for a negative 7 square root of 3 over 4. That's actually just beyond a negative 3. And then I've got to go up 7/4. So just shy of 2. So I'd be looking at about there. I mentioned that would be your terminal point. Connect the dots to the origin. Your origin is the initial point. I'll put a vector head there, and that's my vector v. All right? That's your answer. Try some on your own.